Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody to Friday Posca Paint Party. We are so excited because tonight we have a really awesome guest. But before we get to that, I just want to say a couple things. First is if you have any questions or if you want to share your work, there's a little button where you can raise your hand. Do that. This is very interactive. The second thing is we want to thank Posca. Our good friends at Posca are the reason we are able to do this. Believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff you have to do to bring this to people, and Posca's supporting it. And we also want to thank them for letting us give this pack away to one lucky winner tonight. So what do you have to do to win? You just have to hang out with us for the next hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, you got to hang out with us.
Somebody's going to go home with these.
Yeah, and so we're going to pick a random winner after the party, but we're so happy to see you all. We know a lot of you are on here: Preston Springer, Christine Samad, Tommy Brophy, a lot of names that we are happy that you're here. So I'm going to leave this to Drew to introduce our special guest.
All right, everybody. I got a new microphone. I'm happy to try to make the sound better. But yes, I would like to welcome my good friend, longtime friend, Mark Longenecker down in Cocoa Beach. Let's see if we can highlight Mark while I talk. Say hi to everybody, Mark.
Cheers, mates.
It's so good to be able to hang out with you over Zoom and share everybody. And Mark, how long have we known each other? Maybe 20 years?
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Yeah, about that.
I met you way back in the day at Ron John's when you were painting a surfboard.
Yeah, and we've been friends ever since. We've painted murals and we've painted vans and we've painted people, tattooed people. We've hung out, and man, it's been a great journey. And I'm just really stoked that my friends and can come and hang out with us in this format, and that Posca allows us to do it. So this is going to be really fun, everybody. I know a lot of you have already done this with us, but tonight's just kind of like a party. So what we're going to be doing is going back and forth between Mark and I to start. And then if anybody has any questions, of course, raise your hand. And this is your opportunity to talk to Mark and myself. And let's see what you're painting. And our theme, so if all of you saw some of the things that we were painting, or I had the PDF that you could download. You know, Mark and I love to do sharks and fish and waves, and that's kind of our style. And so that's kind of what we're going to be celebrating today. And if you want me to showcase any of this cool flash that Mark and I did, I can. And then I'm going to be drawing a shark. So this is what I'm going to be working on, and I'm painting it on a skateboard deck. I outlined it in white. I used my white pen to give it a little outline. And Mark, what are you painting on?
Well, I've been doing a lot of sharks lately, and I figured it would be typical to do a hammerhead, but I didn't want to be typical, so I'm going to do an octopus. I already started laying out some water, and I painted the sides of this board. I found this board in the trash. So I painted the sides earlier, and I penciled in a little bit of octopus. Can't see the pencil lines too much, but I'm starting to lay down some of the water. And my thing is with the kind of art that we do, me and Drew, it's like when in doubt, just either go for a shark, go for a sea turtle, or go for an octopus.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and it's cool that you're upcycling that board because, like you said, it was trash, and now you're going to turn it into a piece of art, and that's pretty rad. All right, so
yeah, every surfboard has a story.
Yeah, and Jillian, whenever anybody raises their hands to ask us a question, we really do want this interactive. So I would like, I know my brother Tommy's on here. Maybe if Tommy's there, maybe we can bring him in. And Tommy, if you're out there, send send us a message that you want to say hi to us.
Disappeared.
He must have went to get more paint pens. All right, so I'm going to show you real quick some of where I would start with mine. So like I have this shark drawn on, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm just going to add like a little oval shape for a little fish that's maybe running away. A lot of you guys have seen like how I always like paint the scared fish. And, you know, I've seen this so many times. I've been sitting out in the lineup surfing and like see some little fish darting them around, and I know there's a bigger fish somewhere following them. So you can hear the Posca pen on my microphone, which is kind of cool. But you can see how loosely I'm doing this, and I might add some more bubbles. And one of the things that I like to point out, and Mark knows this, is, you know, complementing the shape of something. So like surfboards and skateboards have a certain kind of shape. And if you do it wrong, you can make it kind of look fat or not that interesting. So you can see how I'm trying to make this like flow down the board so it makes it more fun and interesting. So your composition on some of these, not just on a canvas, but on a skateboard or any product is real important. And there again, you can see how I'm using the paint pen to sketch this. And I'm going to make a wave right here. So you can kind of see that happening. And I'm doing this upside down, so it's a little more difficult. But it really doesn't matter. And this is going to be some white water. Sound effects helps. Mark, you like doing sound effects?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of you probably know Mark from Endless Summer Tattoo and Ink Master.
Yeah, I was on season 5, Ink Master. Ink Master Rivals, that was our theme. And that was probably the craziest time of my life, most stressful thing I ever did. Totally worth it.
Yeah, what's it like being on TV?
Well, it's definitely not the Mark Longenecker show. You know, there's more excitement in watching somebody fail than watching somebody succeed. So there's a lot of pressure. They did everything they could to make me fail, and I made it all the way to the end. Put a lot of pressure on me. I felt like I was a target. It was crazy.
Yeah, so those.
And they knew I was the chill surfer, Zen, yoga guy. So I think that made me more of a target, because if the dude with an attitude that has a temper freaks out on every episode, that's just what you expect. But if you can get the Zen surfer yoga guy to snap and start choking somebody out, then that's TV gold.
Yeah, I've done a couple TV things, and I like keeping it more real. And
on your TV show?
Yeah, and so I think just making you know, for me, like kind of like this, like little paint party. You guys can see this. And Jillian, if we can go back and forth between Mark and I, just showing what we're working on so people can see.
Hey, Drew, can you address a question about getting the paint flowing through the marker?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, you got to shake them, and that makes the paint, make sure it's opaque. So there is paint in here. And sometimes if it's been sitting a while, it will get kind of a little watery, and that means you just have to shake it. And then, so if it's a brand new pen, you just got to tap it a few times to get it going. And then instead of just keeping on banging it, you want to stop banging and let the tip wick out. So you might want to set it there and let it just do it naturally so the paint doesn't spill out the sides. And once that tip is wetted out, it should flow really nice. If your pen's going dry while you're painting like this, you don't want to press down on your tip here because it could blow out. You always want to do it on a spare scratch piece of paper or cardboard. Sometimes I do it on my hand. You'll notice I get paint on my hands all the time, but that's kind of how we do it. Another tip to help you get started, you notice that I started mine, Mark started his. We both started with the same kind of colors. because it's easier to do the light colors and cover over light colors than it is over dark colors. So this is going to be the lightest color combination that I use. So I always pretty much start with this. So it's usually a white, light blue, and light green, and it's usually for the white water or the bubbles. And you can see Mark's doing the same thing. We didn't plan this, he just does that naturally. And then we methodically go around the painting to complete each color combination, and then you end up going pretty fast. So you can see Mark's there. That paint like really pops on that old board, Mark. It's amazing.
Drew, there is another question from Benny, and he's wondering if there's a technique to painting upright versus down on a table, because he's saying his paint seems to dry out rather quickly.
Yeah, so if you're painting like a surfboard vertically, it is a bit harder. You just have to make sure your paint pens are really going really well. And then instead of painting like this, like vertical, you want to kind of paint like that, so the pen's facing down a little bit. I've painted a lot of events where live where I had to do exactly what you're talking about, and it takes some thought. So if your pen's starting to dry out and run out, that means you hadn't been pointing it down versus pointing it up. So you just have to be conscious of it, and try to keep your paint flowing. And sometimes, at this point, I'm so good at it that I don't even think about it anymore. And you'll get that way too.
Yeah, when you paint like when you paint it like a canvas, and you have it upright, that's always great for people to see, and it's good for an audience. But you have gravity working against you.
Yeah.
If you put it down flat like it is now, the paint is coming down with gravity, and it's just flowing out of the pen easier.
Yeah, but sometimes you had to paint vertical plenty of times, hadn't you, Mark? It's
Yeah.
it's kind of a pain in the butt, but if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And it's even harder. The hotter it is out, the harder it is, because the pen is wanting to dry up on you.
I'll tell you what, as far as painting live in front of people and being a showman, I learned a lot from Mr. Drew Brophy. That knows how to work a crowd. Kissing babies, saying hi to everybody, like he's talking the whole time, telling jokes. Has that southern charm from North Carolina, right?
South Carolina.
Even more, that's even more southern charm.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody who walks up, howdy. And you're just talking, and you're best friends with everybody, and you're a great showman.
Thanks. Yeah, well, that didn't really come naturally to me. It came out of necessity. So when I was starving on the North Shore, I was like saying hi to tourists and stuff like that, trying to get, them to hire me to paint their boards. And then painting the surfboards, a lot of people don't know these stories that, I kind of got used to talking to people because normally I would be in the factory painting all by myself all day, listening to music, but we could never get enough boards made ahead of time for the trade shows, so we could ship them. So it ended up I had to paint them live at the show. And there again, out of necessity, I'm really kind of an introvert, and at those shows I had to make it happen. And I would say I'm more comfortable painting than just hanging out. If you ever see me at a party, I don't talk a whole lot, but if I'm working, I'm a lot more outgoing. Mark's the opposite. He's outgoing all the time.
So another question for you, Drew.
Yeah.
Jonesy wants to know, how do you blend colors?
Yeah, so this is what I'm doing here. Let's see. So I have these three colors I'm working with. So any blend you're working on, you go the dark color to the next light color to the lightest color. So that's how your blend goes. And what I do is, you can see I work in little sections. So if we can highlight my board so you can see it, Jillian. What I'll do is here we go. Let's make sure you can see it. I'll add the darkest color first. And I'm only worried about one little streak. So it's kind of like this, right? And then before it dries, I go to the next color, put a little bit of light green wherever I want it. And then I use the lightest color as the one that is going to blend it all together. So I go into those darker colors and I drag it out like that. And you can see it blending. And it's okay to get paint on the tip. It's no big deal. And then you go back the other way and there's like less color on it and it's blending out, blending out. And you use that stroke mark to kind of create like movement and texture. And just like that, you can see how it blends. And, you know, pan to Mark's stuff and you can see Mark's doing pretty much the exact same thing.
Getting ready to do blend right now.
Yeah, let's see it.
So here's the eye. We're just going to go from green to yellow. So I think the idea is to move it while it's wet. And what you said about the strokes are very important. So if I went back and forth, it wouldn't, you know, I want this eye to have those circular strokes in it. So I'm going to pick up that light green. I'm going to move it out with the yellow. And as I move closer to the center, the yellow is going to fade to just yellow. And you can go back in with the green and get more green in there. Get a nice fade.
Yeah.
So Jonesy wants to know, what about the dark colors getting on the white marker?
So it's not a problem. Like you can see my white marker. Let me see if I can, how close I can get it. It has a little bit of blue on it. Let's see. Which one's that one? Here, I'm going to that camera. You can see this. I just put it in the blue and it's fine. If it does have any excess color, I'll just come on my scratch paper and do this and just clean it off. The pens that you blend with the most are white and yellow, but you will blend with all of them, and the white and the yellow one are the only ones that you worry about kind of contaminating. So sometimes I'll use a yellow, like two different yellows, one for blends with green and one with blends with reds. And but you don't have to worry about messing up the tip. It's very forgiving and it cleans out pretty quickly. All right, so you can kind of see that.
So there's another question from Miles Johnson. Miles wants to know, what would you say to people who are trying to get better at drawing? Do you have any tips that helped you create your style? Do either one of you guys want to jump on that question?
Mark, you want to start?
Well, you know, most artists start by simply drawing like the people that they admire. So you have all the people that you look up to, and you just really, I mean, Drew knows this the most. He's the most copied artist I've ever seen, and he kind of encourages it with all of his painting programs. But there comes a point where it's like, okay, once you start selling your art, you really want to make sure you have your own style at that point. So you just find, you basically in the beginning, you become a culmination of everybody that you look up to, and you're looking at their styles and you're trying to draw their styles. You have a sketchbook, you're like, oh, I like the finger waves. You're drawing these finger waves over and over again in a sketchbook until you can figure out how to draw these finger waves. And then you say, oh, I like the way Drew makes his skull's teeth. And then you draw those teeth, and you pick out little pieces of each person's stuff. And eventually you start to get your own style as you start molding everything together and bringing in your own version of stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, a great suggestion is try not to try so hard. Like I see people like really tight, you know, Mark, like when you see people like really tightened up, and I notice like when you're drawing on somebody's skin for a tattoo, you really loose with those Sharpie markers on their skin. And, you know, it's fantastic to see somebody actually draw something onto somebody, and you know, it's loose and it flows and it has life to it. So try to draw loose. You can see with my sketch, it's really loose, and you look at it more as like the drawing part, the sketching part is like creating a map. And so try not to use your sketch like really heavy. Use it really light, like sketch very lightly and feel it out. And, you know, like, do you want it this big or do you want it this big? And they're like, oh, no, it looks good like that. And then you can add a heavier line. So, you know, cut yourself some slack and allow yourself to play, and try not to try so hard. Just try to just let it flow. And then you do that enough, you really start to enjoy watching something materialize in front of you. And, you know, for me, I really wasn't the best artist, but I had to paint quickly, and I had to paint a lot of stuff. And that, that forced, you know, performance is what allowed me to be good. I couldn't think. I just had to do it. And no matter what you create, somebody's going to love it, somebody's going to hate it. So lucky for me, enough people loved it, and I focused on that, and I just ran with that. And it's really allowed me to be very loose. And so I'm very thankful.
Hey, so Drew, there's a few really cool things happening right now. So
Yeah, let's go to
I
them.
see there's Vanessa Inzano. And hey, you guys, I want to spotlight your screen for just a moment. Drew, you got to check this out.
Let's
Do
see.
you recognize that?
Hey, what's up? That looks great behind you guys.
Hold on.
You guys got lots of pens?
Okay,
Oh,
now
yeah.
you unmute it.
Yes, say hi to everybody. You guys having fun? Yep.
This is our first Zoom call.
All right. So,
Awesome.
so what are you guys painting on? You got some black canvases? We can hear you if you're talking.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you could. I'm still in my robe.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Look.
okay, so then I'm gonna move on,
Okay.
and I'm gonna spotlight my bestie Bridget, just for a second. Bridget and Shelton,
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi.
and that's a Drew Brophy piece of art behind them. Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank
I'm
you.
starting with the blue wave.
Yeah.
Kind of matching the colors behind me, blending for the first time ever. So
You got the hang of it, Bridget. That's
I'm
great.
trying.
Awesome.
So try
Thanks for
adding
letting
one
me
more.
spotlight you.
Yeah, add one more color to add to that blend.
Okay.
All right.
I've been trying to do like a little, I don't really know, just like a little blue.
So what you should do is just try to get rid of all the white. So
All
just,
what?
yeah, just all the white of the canvas and fill it with color. And all of a sudden you're going to find out that you're going to see something. And next thing you know, you're going to be getting into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's trying not to try so hard. So you just kind of blending colors, have fun, chatting with your mom. And then the next thing you know, you're like, find something that you're digging and you space out and you're like, all right.
Cool. Thanks, you guys. And I want to find Cairo. Cairo wants to share their art, but it's going to take me a second to find them because there's a lot of people on here right now.
Yeah. How many people we have on?
Jillian, if you can, how did you do that so fast?
Hey, Cairo. What's up, brother?
Hi.
What are you painting?
What?
What are you painting?
Well, I haven't started painting yet, but I'm drawing a crazy chicken.
A crazy chicken. That's going to be great, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So that's a good drawing, Cairo. So I can't wait to see it all painted.
An image from my computer, my other computer, because I just got a new computer.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we can all hang out on our computers and at least feel like we're doing something, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing your painting done.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. So I am continuing on. I don't know if I am a shark. So it's starting to come together. And we're not going to finish all these pieces during the hangout, but we will have this online to show people. And then we'll also post all our pictures on Instagram, Brophy Art Academy. So you can kind of see that. So this was a blend. My shark's a purple, gray, and white. I might add a little brown too. So we got any more questions out there? Or we should have Mark just tell stories to us.
I have a few saved that we can catch up on, and then Jojo would like to come on and say hi too.
All right.
But before we do,
Yeah.
let's just make a shout out to Drew's mom, who's on right now. And also a shout out to all our friends. We have so many friends that are on right now. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, hi, Mom. I hope you're enjoying the show. You get to see that I'm working hard, and Mom's seen it all. She's watched me do this for a long time.
Oh, and Ross McLean is also on from
our buddy.
Furman University. Hi, Ross.
What's up, Ross? I hope everybody in South Carolina is doing well.
Okay, Jillian, go ahead and ask those
Okay,
other
I
questions.
have a question from Edgar, and he's wondering what were the artists you looked up to when you first started your journey?
Oh, wow. You know, as a kid, I had these books in my house that were Salvador Dali and Picasso and, you know, all the greats. But really, I had Surfer Magazine, so I loved to surf. And in Surfer Magazine in the 70s, there was artists like Rick Griffin and Bill Ogden and all the ads and things. So that really inspired me a lot. And album covers, a lot of album cover art. So that's kind of where all this is coming from. And my biggest inspiration, though, are the waves and nature itself. So that's why I'm always drawing like creatures. And I would say Mark is, his art's kind of like that too. Mark, who are your biggest inspirations?
Drew Brophy. Drew Brophy.
Oh, come on, man. What about when you were super little? Like what were you into?
As far as surf art goes, you know, Jim Phillips, of course, too. And, you know, it's funny because you're getting ready to have some of these guys as guests on your show. Chris Dyer.
Yeah.
Jim Phillips is Jim Phillips' kid, so that he's an amazing artist carrying on the torch from Jim Phillips. These are like legendary, like Jim Phillips and Rick Griffin are like the legendary, real deal, original surf art guys. If anyone started it, it's Rick Griffin.
Yeah.
And that's where your inspiration comes from. And I'm excited that you're going to have Chris Dyer. That dude's amazing too. He's going to be on here soon. And I just painted a surfboard with him. That dude's like off the chain. He's skateboarding everywhere, surfing everywhere, and just painting. And he's definitely somebody I look up to.
Yeah, we're really lucky to kind of know each other and, you know, kind of meet these guys. And I mean, the world's become a small place, so it's been really nice. And, you know, thinking of Jim Phillips, you know, all the Santa Cruz skateboard stuff, and really skate art, like all the graphics that were on skateboards back in the day.
Oh,
I mean, there's so many wonderful artists.
One of my hugest inspirations for sure is all the 80s skateboard graphics.
Yeah.
Well, skateboard graphics changed when the boards changed, and the imagery changed, and the silk screening, they didn't do silk screening anymore. So that's a very certain look from the 80s skateboard graphics that is a huge inspiration.
Yeah, and like we kind of all grew up wanting to do that kind of stuff, and we're close enough to it there where we met a lot of these guys. And you know, I'm friends like Phil Roberts. I mean, Phil was doing covers of surfer magazines back in the early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And he was on the paint with us last week. And then you know, Bill Ogden lived here in Laguna, and you know, he's 70-something years old now, and he's a master painter too. I mean, I look at the stuff that I liked as a kid and where he's at now and the stuff that he's created. I mean, it makes me feel good about us because, you know, our best art's yet to come. It's like everything we've done up till now is just training for doing something amazing. And that's why you should really kind of allow yourself to play, because really everything's a work in progress. And we're not trying to create masterpieces. We're supposed to have fun and make things look cool.
Thanks, Drew. I have a few more questions.
Yeah.
So Kurt asked if you use the same Krylon sealers for wood as you do for your surfboards.
Yes, I do. Krylon's the most consistent brand that I like. That's the easiest to use. Rust-Oleum makes a good one. There's many different brands. The satin works really good. I don't really use the gloss versions very much, but it works great on wood. The trick to painting skateboards that have been varnished, though, you need to scuff them with like a Scotch-Brite pad, which is here, that you can get at the hardware store. And you just want to get all the shiny off, and that goes for the surfboards too. Mark, you probably had to really work on that surfboard a lot to get it clean. So what did you have to do to that thing?
Yeah, I post all if you want to follow the stories of this board, it's all on my Instagram stories, and I believe Drew shared them as well. But I found this in the backyard behind my old shop. Well, the shop that was next to my old shop. There's like a bum living back there now, and this thing was a mess. And I covered in dirt, and the dirt was deep into the wax. The first thing you gotta do is strip the wax off. And they have at the surf shop, they have wax remover. You can get that. That's really easy. You just put it out in the sun for a little bit. I didn't have any wax remover here. I had some Goo Gone, so I scraped off all the wax, and then I hit it with Goo Gone, and then I cleaned it all up with paper towels. And you can see, even when you think it's clean, if you use Goo Gone or wax remover, you're gonna see more stuff come off, because wax has it's got oil in it and it stays in there. So you got to clean all that off, and then I did sand it too. I scuffed it up a little bit, and then you're ready to paint. So obviously this wasn't a very glossy board to begin with, but if you get a brand new board that has a gloss on it, you definitely want to use some sandpaper and take that gloss off.
Yeah, and sometimes it's more work cleaning the board than painting it.
True.
True.
I spent 2 hours taking off a traction pad or getting them ready and prepped.
Oh, that's looking sick, Mark.
Thanks.
So there's a couple people that want to share.
Yeah, let's see what everybody's
Jojo
doing.
Neiman, you wanted to show your work, right? Let's spotlight you and unmute you. There you go.
Hi.
What's up, Jojo?
How are you?
We're good. So you won some pens on the first show, right?
Actually, no, this is my first one.
This is your first one?
This is
Yeah,
different JoJo.
We had another JoJo. She won pens, so maybe you'll get lucky too. So let's see what you're painting.
I'm doing a watermelon shark. I don't know.
That's a great idea.
Love it.
I already messed up the back of the page because my bleed page is wet, but that's okay. We're trying.
So you can have the back of the shark be green and the front of the shark be watermelon, like the inside.
Maybe. Oh, I should have done the belly pink now that you said that. Darn.
Well, you still can.
Yeah, I might do that actually.
So it's fun just to do like silly stuff, and people will start digging it.
I know I did this a while ago, but I haven't varnished it, and I chipped it. So
That looks good.
yeah,
So you
I
can.
haven't used my Poscas in a while though, so trying to get all the juice out of them because they're all watery.
Yeah, so shake them. Just got to shake them all. All right. Well, we'll come back to you and see how your watermelon shark's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So how many people do we have on the call?
Right now, there's 114 of us.
Gosh, that's great, everybody. I'm glad that we could all get together. I know this is pretty simple, and we're just wanting to do something fun and interact with everyone. We would like to hear from everybody. So if we want to go around and you raise your hand, if you have something to show.
Sorry, we're going to spotlight Jody next, and then Kurt and Susan.
All right, let's do it.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Let's see what you're doing.
So right now, this is I'm doing a wave. I just started my turtle. The turtle's riding the wave down, and this is the sky. You can't really see anything. Everything's kind of like I do everything in sections.
And what are you painting on?
I'm painting on wood. It's a wood circle.
A little wood circle. And where are you at? Where are you from?
I'm in Honolulu.
Honolulu, right on.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. I did the painting with Phil Roberts.
And how did you like that? It was cool, huh?
That was really fun. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking because he was going so fast, and I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I do paint parties too, and he was really fast. When I teach, I'm a little slower.
Yeah, well, he was excited, and you know, it's all on YouTube. You can go to Brophy Art Academy on YouTube and rewatch it if you want to learn some more of those techniques.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I bought my pens a while ago, so I've been practicing. So being able to be part of the classes, it's making it a lot easier to learn how to manipulate them.
Yeah, and it's just fun kind of all hanging out together since we're locked inside.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we'll come back and check out your art later.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna go over to Kurt.
Hey, Drew.
Hey, check out the hat. Looks awesome, bro.
Thanks. The last time I saw you was almost a year and a half ago at the Huntington Beach Pier.
Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome, huh?
Yeah, and I gave you two of my saber-tooth pictures, and I've been working on a bunch ever since. I'm trying to get licensing deals for my stuff, and I've been working on, just 2 days ago, I finished a homemade patch, my saber-tooth designs.
That looks good.
Yeah, just use canvas and wrap it twice and glue it and then draw and paint my art on there. And then my hats, I did, that was the one I wore when I saw you and your wife.
Yeah. So you guys, like, he paints on these hats. Look how amazing they are. And it just shows you, like, anything is possible. You got a bunch of them there. You got to get some good ones.
Yeah, and I did a candy hat. These ones are really hard to do because you see all the candy on the sides.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, the one side takes me like an hour and a half.
And so you've been painting on hats, and what else do you like to paint on the most?
I do hats. I've done like irregular canvases. I'm starting to do my homemade patches. I made stickers, keychains, refrigerator magnets, all sorts of stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know it's funny, Drew. I never knew about Posca paint pens, and my beautiful fiance, we were at a bookstore, and she saw a magazine that caught her attention called Artists and Makers, and I never get this magazine. I don't know about it, and I bought this one magazine, and that's when I found out about you as an artist, and I found out about these Posca pens. And the funny thing is, ever since then, I never seen the magazine in the store anymore. So call it fake, call it whatever you want, but I've been following you since 2010.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad that, sharing these Posca pens is really, they changed my life as an artist, because I wasn't real good at brushes, and it was real intimidating for me. And then the Posca pens allowed me to create, and it was much easier. And it seems like it's helping a lot of people. So I'm just stoked to share the Poscas and let people have fun with them,
Yeah, I have one more question, Drew.
Sure.
I know you guys are busy with this coronavirus. People are kind of grounded at the house. And yes. when the coronavirus dissipates, I was curious. I've been wanting to visit your gallery, but I never know when you're actually there because I know you and your wife travel around the world, do your thing. So what days would I know to be there or visit your gallery?
So you just got to call and make an appointment. We'll make sure we're here.
Okay.
And, so when you're coming down, just give us a heads up, and if we're in town, we'll make sure we're here.
Okay, yeah, because I bought a book from about your surf chasing waves and surfing, and I like to get it signed, and I would like to make a hat for you and just bring it over.
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe, when the coronavirus stuff is over, we'll be doing live events here in the studio. So maybe just come down for one of those and paint with us.
Okay, cool. Thanks a whole lot. I appreciate
All right. We'll see you then.
Okay, thanks.
I want to bring on Dubs if he's ready, but Jillian, can you spotlight Dubs real quick if he's there?
Dubs! Where is Dubs?
He was there a second ago.
I
So-
think we lost him because I just searched and he didn't come up.
Oh, no.
So I'll go to Susan now, but if he comes back, I'll watch and come back to him.
Okay. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Susan. How's it going?
Hi.
So you
Can you
paint?
hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ukuleles. Looking
Yeah.
good. Looking good. And where are you guys painting from?
We're in Cocoa Beach.
Oh, so you're near Mark, yeah.
I did yoga with Susan on Zoom this morning.
All right. So that is cool.
Okay, but I want to get like a tip because I'm really stoked on like this, right? But
Yeah.
what kind of food this to make it like really, pop out?
So you just, it looks good. You just have to get a little bit more blendy. So practice makes perfect. You could go around it with another color or go around it with orange on the outline. Just play with it. That's all you have to do. Don't try so hard. Just kind of match your colors, and you don't have to blend them if you don't want to. You could just outline them. Let's see what Mark's doing so we can Mark does all kind of cool stuff. So I like looking at his. Jillian, can we focus on Mark's real quick? Yeah, you see how he has the red is not real blended. It's more flat. And then he has other things that are blended. So he'll mix the two together and really create some neat designs.
The red's going to end up having like a texture over top of it.
Yeah.
I blocked in all the red, and then so you don't always have to blend everything. I could have blended red to orange or red, orange, and yellow, but I wanted a flat red base, and then I can do like circles and cool like texture on top of it. So really the only blends that have been in here so far are just the water and the eyes. I'm really just blocking some stuff in, and so you don't always have to blend.
Yeah.
When you get Chris Dyer on here, you'll see that because that guy never blends. Everything's blocked in, and then there's texture put on top.
Yeah. And so everybody has a little bit different style. So don't think you have to blend. It's just kind of playing with it. And Mark and I really discovered how to create our styles just by playing. And
Okay, I'm bringing Dubs on. Ready for Dubs?
we're ready for Dubs.
Oh, there he is.
What's up, brother?
Oh, wait a minute. I got to unmute him. Hold on. Hang on.
She's unmuting you, Dubs.
I'm trying. Wait a minute. Jillian, help me out. Oh my God.
What do you work? Are you painting something, Dubs? Yeah, let's see what you're painting. They're going to unmute you in a second. They're trying to figure it out. Oh, look at this. So Dubs is my good friend from you're in Stewart, right? And anyway, so do we have him unmuted yet?
Well, see, you do a search.
Walter Nowak.
Oh.
Thank you. Now
Sorry,
you're
yeah.
unmuted.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Can we hear?
Okay, cool.
All
Hi,
right.
Dubs.
What's up, you guys? What's up, Mark? What's up, everybody?
Oh, yeah, it's good to see you. So Dubs paints with us all the time. And Dubs, how long have we known each other for?
Well, we met at, probably the first time we met was in Fort Pierce. That was like 11 years ago or something crazy like
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
And
You've been
Eric
painting ever
Hillman
since.
was there, and Eric's on here right now. Eric's here. Remember Eric, Dubs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you working on? Show us.
All right. This is my Rock the Deadhead dread hats right here. If you guys can see it.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. And then, oh, Joe, I'll show you this. I don't know if you saw this, but the Drew bubbles.
Yeah, the Bubble Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So I just, from this, being inside, I've been painting hats, trying to make inventory. So.
Yeah. So your Dubs works at Michael's too. So is Michael's closed? Or are they still up? Not yet. So you're still working. Good.
Yeah.
And do they have more Posca pens at Michael's yet?
Not at all. Not at mine. I mean, like when I got when we got them, we still only have like 6 colors.
Yeah.
The 5.
Yeah. So, hopefully we can get more pens out there. If anybody needs pens in Cocoa Beach or Florida, Mark has a bunch of pens. You can contact him. And we're still shipping pens. And so that's kind of the thing. It's just, for me, originally you could only buy these pens in Japan. And I was like desperately, smuggling them all over the world. But now they're easier to get. And so, you can look online, and a lot of the art stores have them as well. So however you get them.
We're going to share Chris next. Chris
Sure.
Octavic. But before I bring Chris on, I just wanted to say we have about 14 minutes, 1 minute, something like that, 14 minutes left. So, but we'll bring Chris on right now. Chris, you ready to show us what you're working on?
Hey, brother, what's up? Wow, you got all kind of cool stuff.
Yeah. I just wanted to first say off that I've been following you guys for quite some time now, and you guys are both a huge inspiration. I've gotten tattooed by Mark a few years ago, but you guys have definitely, made my artwork what it is today. And I appreciate you guys doing this for everybody. It's awesome.
Cool. Good to hear it, man.
Yeah. So some skateboards that I've been doing, koi fish a few years ago that I did.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so clean. You got a nice finish on that too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's taken some time to learn how to kind of blend all the colors together and just, I don't know, figure out my flow and style. And, like you guys said earlier, you have your inspirations, but then eventually you came up with your own designs. And
that one's sick.
And I believe I showed you on Instagram, Drew, the latest alien piece that I did.
Yeah, that thing's great.
Oh, that's right.
What's up, Mark?
I love the flow of the purple smoke.
Thanks, dude. I was trying to go for, traditional clouds, Japanese clouds, but I need to work on it. But
where are you?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, right on.
Okay. Yes.
I just think this is so cool that we can all hang out together and we're painting, and by everybody sharing it. Some of these other folks are just getting started, and to see like all the cool stuff that you painted is really inspiring for people. And I just think it's so fabulous that these silly little pens are a great way, especially right now, to be able to sit in your house and paint some cool stuff. And so everybody who's working on something, just keep working on it, keep playing with it and adding to it. And you can see mine, so this is as far as I've gotten on mine since we've been sitting here talking. And, you can see this kind of like shark coming together. And so it's going to be real important for all of us to post the finished pictures of what you created out of this. And then so people can realize like, wow, all these people created something rad.
You gotta tag it, hashtag it, so we can all see it.
Yeah, right? Posca Paint Party. And
we're going to bring on another person now, but before I do, I just wanted to say that besides giving a box of paint pens away tonight, we're also going to be giving away paint pens once a month to people off of our Instagram. We have like an Instagram thing where we pick a winner every month. And to be eligible, you just have to hashtag Posca Paint Party, and you have to tag Brophy Art Academy. So, and if any of you want to share your Instagram handle in the chat, please do, so we can all like kind of follow each other. All right, I'm going to bring Krista on. Krista, you ready for the spotlight?
The spotlight. All right. How's it going, Krista?
Good. Oh, wait. Good.
All right. So where are you guys painting? Where are you?
Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Oh, right on. That's great. Whoa, look at that. So you guys got the hang of it, like where you're like just working in little sections and just keep plodding along. So I can't see the whole sketch.
This is our first time using Posca pens.
So what do you think? Pretty easy to use, huh?
Yeah.
So
I like it.
so all I do all day is sit around, listen to music, and paint with Posca pens. So that's my job.
I'm doing a mermaid.
Okay, and then I think we
Oh,
should
that's
bring
good.
on
That's good.
Preston Springer next. Jillian, my search function's not working. Can you, there he is.
What's up, Preston?
Hey,
How's it going? What you working on?
man, I'm just right down the road from some Myrtle Beach here hanging out, and all I had was my little travel kit of watercolor and a Bic pen. So I just drew some Mark Longenecker.
Look at that, Mark. Mark. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Look at how big his smile is.
He's a grinning fella, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm just here to watch y'all paint, and I'm just grateful for y'all doing this. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's you know, it just feels like we're socializing, and I know everybody's kind of a little frustrated, and so if we can just have an hour where we're mixing it up, that's good.
That's it. Make some art.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I'm honored that you drew me, bro. Good year. Looks killer.
You're gonna have to buy that off of him. That thing's killer.
All right, we've got another person, Connect Group 2. What's your name? Oh, wait a minute. I gotta unmute you. Sorry. I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. What's your name?
This is Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hey. I just want to tell you thank you so much. I met you probably about 8 years ago at Furman, and learning about the Posca pens just changed my whole world. So, and you know, studying you and watching your technique. So I do a lot of cool things. Here's like an ornament. We're in South Carolina, so we're not far from Clemson. Oops.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
There it is.
And I've been able to paint a motorcycle and a bicycle. I got a bicycle right here behind me. It's got snakes on it.
Oh, that's great. Look at that.
Cool.
You're painting everything, huh? Like once you get started and somebody asks you to paint something, you're just like, yeah, I guess I can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, I'll try. And even a racing wheel for a triathlete for the back of his bicycle. It's just been amazing. So thank you so much for all you do, and for introduction to the paint pens.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And it's just nice to hear folks from back home. You know, I'm originally from South Carolina, and the people are so nice there, and I miss home, but the waves aren't big enough for me there. So that's why I had to move out west.
Okay, now we're going to spotlight iPad 5. They were on last paint party too, and unfortunately we weren't able to get them. So hopefully it works this time.
iPad 5, what's up? Oh, look, that's like a sea dragon.
Yeah, sea dragon.
And what do you paint that on? Is that a skateboard deck?
Skateboard, yes.
God, that's great.
Thank you.
And can you hold it up again? I just want to see the blend. You've really done a good job with that. Look at the shark too.
Yep.
We're from Summerland, British Columbia, Canada.
Wow. Well, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here with us. And
thank you. Oh, here's my granddaughter. She's painting a turtle. Turn it around. Quick, quick, quick.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Whoa. That is cool.
Thank you so much, Drew. You're the one that got me started on Poscas, and it's great stuff.
Yeah, it's nice and easy, huh? And you can do it anywhere.
For sure.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Okay, now we're gonna go over to Mario.
So this is what I got so far.
Hey, Mario.
How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good. That looks, you got more progress than I do.
I'm trying to get those blends right.
It looks good, man.
Thank
you. when you do the black line and stuff, it'll all tighten up and it'll look great.
Thanks. Hey, I know you guys are out there in Cali right now. I'm down here in South Texas in San Antonio, so we don't got the In and Out yet, but
you got
it's
the
got a
Whataburger
for you.
Right on.
But like everybody else, I want to thank you all for doing this, because like being down here in San Antonio, it's not easy to get up there and try and see you at the gallery or at any of the shows. So it's an honor to be able to do these the last few weeks with you, and hopefully we get to do some more. I just really appreciate y'all doing that.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to keep doing them and bringing on friends like Mark. We're all in the same boat. So I don't get to hang out with Mark that much. And then this is great that at least I get to paint with him for an hour and chat with him. And, it kind of makes you realize that everything's good, even though there's crazy stuff going on, that if you're pause for a little bit to do something fun and put some thought into it, that everything's just okay.
So we're almost at the top of the hour, which is hard to believe. This hour flew by so fast. And we're going to take one more person. I was going to take Santino, but let's see. Santino, are you still here? Now they just disappeared, I think.
Hey, what's up, brother?
There you go.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, you got a half a board. That's a perfect thing to skate or paint on. Can we unmute Santino?
He is unmuted, but
we talked to you the other day. You're in Argentina, is that right?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
In Argentina.
He's not muted. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, we'll have to do sign language, but it looks good.
Sign language.
It looks good.
Okay. Sorry, we'll see you at the next one, Santino.
It looks great, Santino. Keep working on it. We just couldn't hear you. So mine's coming along pretty good. I'm working on my fish now. And we can go a little bit over, can't we?
Of course, there's no rules here. Emma wants to show her work. Andrea wants to show her work.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what everybody's doing.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
Let's see what you're working on.
So I was working on this dragon for a little bit.
That's cool. I love the tail.
Thank you. And then I'm also starting to work on another unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just painting on paper, huh?
Yeah. I don't have any canvases with me right now.
All right. Well,
but it seems to be working fine.
That works good. And you're here in San Clemente?
Yeah.
All right. Holding it down. All right. Well, we'll keep checking in with you.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to Andrea. I believe she wanted to share.
Hey, Andrea. Oh, there she is. How's
Andrea.
Andrea. Let's see what you got. Oh, yeah.
I'm sunshine, so let me see.
Oh yeah, you got a cool horse. That's gonna look great when you get rid of all that white and get it filled in. I can't wait to see that one done.
I'm trying to do your blending, Drew. It's really hard. I'm not good with it with these Poscas.
So you have to just take a little section and practice blending, and to maybe get a scratch piece of canvas or a piece of wood, and just practice the blending so that you and you'll start to get the hang of it. It's kind of, a lot of people are worried about messing up the tips of the pens, and I think that's where it's the problem comes from.
Okay, now we'll go over to iPad 2, and there's 2 of them, so I hope I have the right one spotlighted.
All right. Hey man, what's up?
Yeah, man.
Can you see us?
Is that me?
That is you, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Show us what you're doing.
All right, you got some.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so you were able to get the sharks downloaded and do some painting on
Oh
them?
no, I just copied by hand, and because I couldn't download it, so I just did it by hand.
Yeah, so it looks good, man. And where are you at?
In Waialua, in the North Shore. I met you a couple months ago when you were here for the pipeline thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come back out there in probably November. So we'll have to hang out.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody. You can still surf here.
Yeah. It's just a problem of getting there. I think they quarantine you. So you guys have it all to yourselves for now. Enjoy. Hey man, what's up?
Hi.
What you working on?
I'm working on Seahorse.
Oh, killer. I like it on the black skateboard deck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and where are you at?
I'm in Argentina too.
Oh, cool, man. So life down there about the same as it is here? Everybody's locked down?
Yeah, everyone is locked down.
Yeah. Well, good thing that we can still paint.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
So
now, oh, sorry, Drew.
let's see what Mark's doing. I can see his little picture. He's like speeding off into the. Yeah.
Starting to get some texture in there.
Yeah. So talk about that, Mark, so people can get another little tip under their hand.
Well, I blocked it all in with red. Now I'm just going in with one of the little fine tip detail markers and putting the texture. You know, octopuses, a lot of the times you'll see them with circle textures, which is what I'm doing now. But really, an octopus can it's like a chameleon. It can take any color. So you really have a lot of freedom. If there's a lot of footage of octopuses like going onto a rock and then taking on the color of that rock or looking like a barnacle and stuff. So I'm just having fun with it. This is great, man.
Thanks, man. So let me just kind of maybe interview Mark a little bit because, you know, he does like so much art. I mean, what do you like doing the most? Do you like tattooing the most, or do you like hand painting?
Of course, tattooing is my #1 passion in life. But it's great to paint as well. I love painting the surfboards. I love doing watercolors. I just finished another watercolor if you guys want to see. I did bring it. A lot of tattoo artists do watercolors. So I did this for Captain Hiram's Resort. And what's cool about this is they get a piece of fine art, but they also get a logo. And this is something he does a lot. A lot of times Drew will leave the letters out. So you just have the fine art, and then you'll paint the letters separately, and then you'll put it all together. So then even if they don't buy it, you can sell it to somebody else. So
yeah. And that didn't take you too very long. You were working on that a few days ago, right?
Yeah. Just trying to stay busy. You know, we can close my tattoo shop as well with all this stuff, which makes this even more amazing. This is like the first real social interaction I've had. It's so cool to have people from all over the world, from Canada, from Argentina. I've been to both of those tattooing, by the way. I got flown down to Argentina, and they made a billboard of me, and made me like the highlight of the tattoo convention right after I got off of Ink Master. So that was really cool. And I just did Canada for tattoo convention. That was really cool. So big up you guys from around the world. And Hawaii, of course, I've been there tattooing a bunch of times. Can't go wrong. That's like the tattoo convention.
I really like your full like back pieces that you've been doing. I mean, is that kind of like where you want to be going? Like where you're just doing like full pieces for people? And I mean, the last few that I've seen you do, just off the charts, like amazing. You really get to shine your style.
Yeah, you know, since the beginning, since I always wanted to do big pieces, I felt like that was the direction that you were supposed to go. And I feel like it's changed lately. Instagram changed everything because you want to be able to see it on Instagram. A lot of the times, like a small banger tattoo will get more likes than a sleeve because you can't really see a sleeve on Instagram and see and appreciate it, but you can see, you know, like a 5-hour tattoo.
Yeah.
You did on somebody's thigh. But yeah, I've always wanted to do full body, big pieces, and that's what I do. I'm booked doing sleeves, doing back pieces, doing frontal pieces, doing leg sleeves. I work on one person a day, and I give them all my time. And there's different tattoo shops where you have to wait, and somebody, I don't want that stress where there's somebody waiting for me to finish up this tattoo to get to that tattoo. That never happens. We take as much time as it takes to draw the tattoo, and then we take as much time as it takes to do the tattoo, and there's never worrying about me getting to the next person.
Yeah, I'm just amazed with when I look at especially the more recent work, and that having that opportunity, somebody giving you that opportunity to create them, make them into a masterpiece. I mean, they're going to wear that their whole life, and it's just, I know it's a lot of expense for them, and I know it's a lot of dedication and commitment for them, and it just shows that if you stick to one thing long enough, or you're doing it, that you get those opportunities to do something amazing. And I think that's a good lesson for all the people out there who are possibly looking at, doing art as even a part-time gig or a full-time gig, is that, guys like Mark and I, we have to figure out how to make money every day doing what we love. And, we figured it out. We're lucky, but we love doing what we're doing. And it's a process. I mean, we didn't start out, creating like killer stuff. I mean, if any of you have my book, and you see what I was doing when I was younger, it really wasn't that good, but I just stuck with it, and you ended up getting better and better. And so I just really love this whole process of watching people create, and whether you're doing it for fun or for for a job, it's still fun either way. Just being able to create something. So. And I really like, when I met Mark, one of the cool things is I hadn't met somebody that was willing to do what it takes to be really good. And, the self-motivation and stuff to become successful, that was something that I really recognized in Mark, and I always knew he was going to be a huge success even before he started. And I just think that's really cool to watch his whole career fold out in front of me. And, when we get to hang out, it's awesome.
I appreciate that, man.
Come serve some neck snapping tubes with me again.
Drew, can you turn the volume down a bit on your mic? It's just cutting out a bit.
Yeah, sure. How's that better?
Keep talking a little bit longer.
Yeah, I can't tell. Good. We're learning all this stuff, so if we're not so professional, I'm sorry, we're working on it. Does that sound better, Jillian?
I'm coming back next Friday and doing it all over again with you.
We'll be pro in a month. We'll be totally pro.
You guys can see my fish.
Yeah.
And so for all of you following along, I'm going to end up finishing mine, and Mark's going to finish his, and we're going to post these, and it's going to be cool that you saw the process. We started just like you did, and just kept putting ink on paint onto the surface and just kept going. And it's actually a little bit harder to do it, while we're all talking like this. Mostly I sit here and listen to music, and it all just passes by. So anybody else have anything to say?
Any
Please
questions?
put any questions.
Hey, Drew, why don't you turn your mic off? Can you unplug it all? Because it's creating a problem. And we're wrapping up now anyway, but if you unplug it and just go back to the way we did it without a microphone, that might help. So while we're waiting for that, Mark, you want to tell us how you got into tattooing?
I got into tattooing Right out of college, my first job out of college was I went to school in Savannah College of Art and Design, and then my first job was working for Jimmy Buffett. So I went straight to Key West. I was doing design work for him, and t-shirt design, and I even did his design for his recording studio that he still uses. But my first roommates were tattoo artists. You know, I didn't know anybody when I moved there, and I moved in with some tattoo artists, and they were great. And I was hanging out with them all the time. I was drawing tattoos and getting tattooed a lot. And then eventually they asked me if I wanted to learn. First I started working the front counter and helping people. So I really paid my dues. And then they put me through like a 1-year apprenticeship. And, you know, back then it was crazy. It was very biker. Drew knows about the biker tattoos.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like all art students like it is now. It was definitely a tougher world. And so I paid my dues, and I showed them what I had, and worked my way from Key West to Miami. And I got a better job at a bigger studio that had like 5 studios. And then I went to Fort Lauderdale, same thing. That guy owned a bunch of studios, and I'm interacting with all these other artists and going to tattoo conventions a lot and getting better and meeting new people and guest spotting at different shops a lot. That helps, you know, your style and learning. And then eventually opened up here in Cocoa Beach. I've been here in Cocoa Beach for about 16, 17 years.
I think it's really cool, Mark, how, you know, now they're tattoo artists, you know, they're not just tattoo artists, they do lots of other art, but the tattooing's allowed a lot of artists to really make a living. I see that in my town, that, you know, here's a lot of artists that they're doing all kind of cool stuff, but they tattoo, and they, I don't know, it's just nice to see, especially in my town, so many artists being able to make a living. It's awesome.
Yeah, I do all sorts of art. But like I said, tattooing is my passion in life, and I have so many hobbies. I DJ as well. I teach yoga, and I end up going down this path pretty hard, especially on the yoga tip right now. I'm really into it, but I always go back to tattooing, and I never really leave because that's my main passion. And you know, I've painted hundreds of surfboards too by now, and you know, at any point I probably could have, or I could have been a graphic designer, or I could have done these other things. Or if I put all the energy that I put into artwork into DJing, I would like to think I'd be a pretty successful DJ by now. But then it would be a business, and I like to keep all those other things a lot of fun. And my business is definitely tattooing, and I know the business, and I'm good at that.
Yeah. Well, that's what's been great for me in the last couple of years is that, you know, I have my business of being a professional artist, illustrator, and it's not me painting surfboards anymore, because back in the day I've had to paint surfboards, which kind of took the fun out of surfing, which is my passion. So now the surfing stuff is more something I do for myself versus my job. And kind of that same type of thing, you know, keeping it fun and keeping something for yourself, so everybody can kind of relate to that. You know, if you're creating art for other people where it's your job, always try to keep a section of it where it's just for you and something that you really love and enjoy.
Okay, so Kurt wants to say something. Kurt, are you ready?
Yeah.
Kurt?
Yeah, how you guys doing? I'd like to say something to all you guys. Thank you so much for this experience. You guys are awesome. I love art. I always love art. I'll do it to the day I die, or so I can't do it anymore. And just I appreciate all you guys all the time.
Right on, Kurt. Well, I look forward to hanging out with you when all this is over. And,
yeah, I can't wait to see your art gallery and see you, Marie, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really nice, and it makes us feel good that people are enjoying this, because you never know. Like sometimes we feel like we're just throwing this stuff out there. You know, we're stuck here too, so we figured we might as well try to reach out, and it's working. It's making me feel better, and I think it's making everybody else feel better.
No, this Zoom website must be popping right now. I think we need to buy some stock in Zoom, bro. Everyone's using it during the quarantine.
Yeah, I think Zoom is. I think it's gonna be the new way of doing things.
Yeah, like I said, I did yoga this morning. Susan was there. I saw all my friends doing yoga, and then here I am at night painting with people from all over the world. This is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and it really does feel like we're all hanging out.
Yeah.
I need a bigger screen so I can see everybody's pictures. I only can see like 5 or 6 at a time. So we had a bigger screen, I'd be able to see everybody. And yeah, this is awesome. Maria's bringing something. Here
All
comes
right,
Maria.
so the guy who bought this, Aaron Corson, is on right now, and he just texted me. I'm at your paint party.
There's
Is
your
my
picture.
print ready? It's ready. It's right here. I left you a message earlier today, but here it is. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, you get to see it.
So we should really wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, everybody, and please definitely post your artwork. We want to see everybody's finished product, and so we can all see the results of this endeavor. And I'd like to thank Mark for hanging out with us and answering questions. Go to his Instagram to check out all the cool art he does. His tattoos are like amazing. You'll be addicted to his channel there.
And he's always doing something funny and crazy.
Yeah, he's always doing something. And you know, I'm just really thrilled to be painting with everybody. And Mark, let's see how far you gotten on your piece. I think Mark smoked us all. Look, he's painting.
You know, I like to go fast.
Yeah.
Starting to get some detail in on the head.
Yeah, that looks great.
God, in 1 hour he did all that.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't wait.
You're gonna have to get rid of all the
brown. I'll try to get a
brown.
piece tonight and get it.
All right,
Yeah, I like some of the brown.
You like some of the brown?
Yeah, I like that. That shows how old the board is. So I'm gonna leave some of that.
Okay. I'll try to finish mine tonight, but no promises. I might have to finish it tomorrow.
Why don't you hold yours up?
Yeah, so this is how far I got on
I
mine.
didn't get very far on yours.
But I was doing a lot of talking. Let's see, there we go. But this is kind of my standard little guy, like running. And, you know, of course, this is kind of what we're going off of, the shark. And yeah, but so I'm going to end up doing all this wave and doing all this color. Maybe I'll leave some wood so I can be like Mark, and I'll leave some wood and brown coming through. But you'll see how this ended up here and where it goes. And we're going to start doing some more like time lapses. On Mondays are going to be more instructional and less. Fridays are kind of just a hangout where we can all talk.